Several activists have filed several complaints related to dual citizenship involving some members of Legislature Assembly, Panchayat members as well as police officers in various police stations of Goa. There are total of 15 complaints filed in various police stations. Out of 9 complaints filed in different police stations of South Goa, criminal cases have been registered on complaint. The rest of 7 complaints are still pending before various JMFC. Out of 3 complaints filed before different police stations in North Goa, no case has been registered. Out of 3 complaints filed before the crime branch police station, no case has been registered. Perusal of various court orders while disposing few of the petitions filed by the complainant reflect conflicting legal position taken by different courts. In this connection, in a judgment passed by JMFC Court Mapsa, there is also a court of Margam which I have received today, copy. The court dismissed the petition on the ground that the competent authority to take cognizance of the legality or illegality of citizenship is the Government of India as per citizenship rules. In a complaint of similar nature filed by another complainant before the court of JMFC Panji, the court passed order for registration of criminal case. The latest order passed by Special Judge of CBI Court on a similar issue is bad in law because the court concerned has no jurisdiction to entertain such applications. In view of the above, our considered opinion is that the CBI court has no jurisdiction to entertain any such application and issue directions for registration of a case with CBI. The same stand reiterated in Supreme Court judgment in State of West Bengal versus Committee for Protection of Democratic Rights reported in 2010, 3 SSC page 571. In this it is reiterated that the High Court is in exercise of its jurisdiction under Article 226 of the Constitution can pass direction to CBI without obtaining the consent of concerned state government. From this it is clear that the High Court can exercise its jurisdiction under Article 226 but not lower courts. Such privileges are not available to lower courts. Therefore, they are bound by Section 6 of Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, CBI Act. After going through all these judgments and different legal stand taken by various magistrates, I personally feel that there is a need to reorient the judicial officers so that the reasoned and judicious verdicts are pronounced and the faith of common men in the judiciary remains intact. The concern of the House is shared, and it is matter of fact that some of the orders passed under Criminal Procedure Code by even higher subordinate officials are most distressing and disturbing, more so because they run counter not only to law of the land but also the authentic pronouncement of High Courts and Supreme Courts. In one such matter, where a prisoner had died due to food poisoning, a learned magistrate directed registration of a case against the Home Minister and others. In yet another case, conflicting judgments have been delivered by the learned judicial magistrates, first class, directing registration of a case in cases of alleged dual citizenship, while yet another magistrate, in a reasoned order and after considering the position of law, dismissed the said application under Section 156(3) of the Criminal Procedure Code. Some of these orders are even ex parte, even without waiting for or calling say of the police. The Honorable High Court as well as the Honorable Supreme Court has time and again stated that a law and order under Constitution is a state subject, and as such CBI cannot be directed by any lower court to investigate into a case. Doing so would be to cross constitutional limit. It is only the High Court or Honorable Supreme Court exercising constitutional power who may do so, and in all other cases it is mandatorily requires the consent of state government under Section 6 of Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. It is disturbing that in disregard to the provision of law, which has been held to be mandatory, and in sheer disregard to the judgment of the Honorable High Court's Honorable Supreme Court, some orders are passed, paying scant regard to the provision of law. My government cannot countenance such a position and could not be a mute spectator to such illegality. While we all agree we need a vibrant judiciary, and that the judiciary in this country has otherwise done a great job in many matters by their intervention, and at the same time a strong judiciary helps the democracy to survive, but we cannot certainly watch the trampling of constitutional distribution of powers. These acts are a serious matter, and sharing the concern of the House, the government will bring the same to the notice of Honorable Chief Justice of India as well as Honorable Chief Justice of High Court, and move for appropriate corrective measures and remedial measures. If necessary and if exigencies of the law so permit, the reorientation of these officers by Honorable High Court would be requested to train them well and thereafter allow them to start judicial duties. It is also observed that some of the activists whose antecedents and motives are highly questionable are blackmailing and witch hunting by filing false cases against persons occupying high positions merely to embarrass them or to blackmail them. Government has taken a very serious note of these things happening in the state and is considering of appropriate corrective measure in this regard. The most disturbing thing is that Honorable Judges of Honorable High Court is also not spared by some of these activists in making false allegations. It is high time that serious view of all these matters are taken and the same are appropriately dealt with. While my government wholeheartedly endorses for any person, including any activist, to bring out a genuine cause which will subserve the public interest, at the same time blackmailing and witch hunting cannot be accepted or tolerated.
Yes, sir. It is quite a detailed reply, but nevertheless there are two issues here in the reply itself which per se mentions what is important. One is as far as dual citizenship involving members of Legislative Assembly, Panchayat members as well as police officers. In fact, perhaps we do not know the real extent as to how many people are involved in trying to get a privilege which was given by the Portuguese government, and instead of capitalizing on that privilege means what? Suppose you even have a billet, as they say, you are able to go to the whole European Union. Students going for studies get fees which are 1/3 of very high cost of higher education or education in foreign countries. So why should Goans not enjoy this? My whole point is, in this entire reply, I don't find a specific reply as to when government is going to solve this problem once for all, because it is not only local government which comes in the picture, it is the central government which comes in the picture. So it will be laid to rest in alongside the central government.
First of all, the calling attention is anxiety in view of contradicting decision. It is a very sensitive issue because there may be at least 20, 30, 40,000 Goans who may have their birth registered knowingly or unknowingly in Portugal. I asked a very funny question to one of the very senior person there. Suppose someone tomorrow goes and registers my birth in Portugal, what will happen? Strictly speaking, even if I don't have registered, I will become Portuguese national according to the Portuguese Act. So I have taken up the matter with Honorable Home Minister, and they were asking me to come on 21st of this month. I said I got an assembly, so we have decided to meet after 12th of September. So maybe between 12th and end of September there will be a meeting where I will personally raise the issue. One meeting has been held at a lower level, and I will explain them because Delhi bureaucrats do not understand this problem very easily. Delhi bureaucrats who have been with us, they have understood it. But those who are there have not properly understood it. So number one, getting them, but more important to me is your calling attention, because there are 40,000 people who might have registered. If anyone had any khunnas against each another, they can go on filing cases against people, and there will be 10, now there are only 15 because we are fighting against the wrong orders. पणजे एका जुईजान ऑर्डर दिल्या की फायल FIR तुजेर घाल, ग्लॅनाचेर घाल, आनी कोणतो एलन डिसाचेर घाल, आनी कोणाचेर घाल, कोणे तरी येवन थंय कंप्लेन केली. सिमिलर कंप्लेन वॉज फायल्ड अगेन्स्ट अ पंच इन म्हापसा. द
सभागृहाची बैठक 5 मिनिटांनी वाढयता.
No, I will complete whatever I have to say in 5 minutes and we can continue the calling attention. It's very simple, serious issue for thousands of Goans. एकदा जर तू कोणाक कळ्ळें जाल्यार ताज्या विरुद्ध केसी घालीत रावतले. त्यामुळे हो विषय सॉर्ट आउट जावंक जाय. ह्या विशयांतलो म्हापशा जुईजान केस फर्स्ट क्लास पैकी I am very happy with the judge reasoning. And yesterday I got this case where there is a very good judgment by a Madgaon court. Mapsa Miss Patkar gave a very good judgment. Here also I am seeing Rane as Fernandez. She is also giving an excellent judgment. This actually is Sharon Alemão has lost her Indian citizenship and acquired the citizenship of a foreign country has to be exclusively decided by central government as contemplated under section 9(2). तुका दिसता तो सिटीजनशीप तो विषय सॉर्ट आउट करूया, पण भितरलो म्हाका डेंजर दिसता की इफ दिस इश्यू इज नॉट सॉर्टेड आउट प्रॉपरली. आतां CBI कोर्टान कितें जजमेंट दिला तें हांव वाचून दाखयता. CBI कोर्टानूय एक जजमेंट दिला. तो he the judge, special judge, CBI court, he says that he has been appointed to look after corruption case and tried by CBI. I don't know from where he derived his power. He is referring one matter against Kaitu Silva to CBI for investigation under corruption. तुवें कितें corruption केलां रे? हांव नको. ताका बरी पावरूच ना. CBI केस दिवपाची पावर केवळ हायकोर्ट आनी सुप्रीम कोर्टाकूच आहा. आतां हें जर तूं बेसीक प्रिंसिपल जर तूं समजना जाल्यार these are basically I am seeing the names who is filing case. आतां इलेक्ट्रीक डिपार्टमेंटान कोण पळय हाजर मिलीन गेलो तांकां पयलीं धरून सगळ्यांक हाव डज ही एलाव द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डिपार्टमेंट एम्प्लॉई टू गो ऑल ओवर गोवा और दीस हे ऑल ओवर गोवा एंड फायल केसीस एवरीवेअर. नाही सगळे कडेन फक्त धंदो गेला. दिस इज नथिंग बट बिझनेस. सो वी हॅव टू स्टॉप इट and it is not correct because these cases cannot be considered. They are under special laws. Special law भितर ऑथॉरिटी सांगल्या त्या ऑथॉरिटीन ठरोवपाचें आसता. पुलीस कॅनॉट डिसायड. इफ पुलीस स्टार्ट डिसायडींग स्पेशल लॉ जाल्यार फाल्यां धुमाकूळ जातलो. स्पेशल लॉ म्हणजे खास कायदे जे केल्या जातूंच्यान भारताचो नागरीक कोण हे ठरोवपाचो अधिकार होम मिनिस्ट्रीच्या appropriate authority दिला. Police cannot decide it. And if you don't decide the citizenship, then obviously no offense is made out. फर्स्ट 9 तुज्या हे करचें पडटलें. आनी म्हणून म्हाका दिसता की हे मातशें सिरियस विशय हा. वी कॅन कंटिन्यू.
सभागृहाची बैठक दनपारां 2:30 मेरेन स्थगीत करता.
हांगा जो उत्तर दिला आनी माननीय मुखेलमंत्र्यान जो उत्तर दितना सांगलें 40,000 वयर केसीस आसा. 40,000 सुमार केसीस आसा गोंयकारांच्यो ज्यो शिरकलेल्यो आसा ऑन दीस डुअल सिटीजनशीप ऑर बिलेत घेवन वा कितें घेवन. हांव हांगा मान्य मुखेलमंत्र्याक सांगपाक सोदतां 40,000 केसीस मे बी द रिपोर्टेड केसीस. 80,000 वयर तरी केसीस आहा, मोर दॅन डबल. आनी हे सगळे आमी मान्य करता. आनी हे कित्याक लोक घेता? कित्याक एक प्रिविलेज कशी तेन्ना पुर्तुगेज गव्हर्मेंटान दिल्ली. हो एक इश्यू सॉर्ट आउट करपा जाय. मान्य मुखेलमंत्री सांगता सेंटरा वचून सप्टेंबर एंड करतले. पूण हो इतलो सिरियस आनी गंभीर इश्यू आसा. 5,000 वयर गव्हर्मेंट सर्वंट तरी आसतले हितून शिरकलेले आसात. कंप्लेन्यो थोड्यांचेर येयला, थोडे पळयता हाव दीस गोज ऑन. हे तरी वायट मार्गार वयता. आज लोक वायट करपाक चड शिकयल्ले आसा. सगळे त्रासान पडटले. इट वील क्रिएट अ कन्फ्युजन. आनी दुसरें एक सिटीजनशीप जेन्ना तूं एक देशाची फॉरगो करता 40,000 इज द रेकॉर्ड इन द पासपोर्ट ऑफिस ऑफ पोर्चुगीज कॉन्सुलेट. कितें हेजे अर्थ जाता की हांगा गोंयकारूच ना जातले, कोणूच गोंयान आसपाना. कितें तरी करपा जाय. एक गंभीर परिस्थिती जी आसा सुदार हाडपाक हो एक विशय जाल्लो आसा. दुसरो पार्ट हितून आसा तो इम्पॉर्टंट म्हणल्यार खंयचोय कोर्ट कितें ऑर्डर दिता हे सिटीजनशिपाचेरूच एक कोर्ट एक सांगता, एक ज्यूज एक सांगता. दुसरें हांगा जे उदाहरण दिल्लें ते कितें जेलान कोण मेला तेन्ना होम मिनिस्टराचेर केस म्हणजे फंक्शनींग करतना कोणाचेरूय केस येवपाक शकता. हांगा उतर दिता तेन्ना स्पश्टपणे तेणी सांगला की corrective measures the government will bring the same to the notice of Honorable Chief Justice of India as well as Honorable Chief Justice of the High Court and move for appropriate corrective measures and remedial measures. हे बरें आसा आनी तेजे उपरांत आता important if exigencies of law so permit the reorientation of these officers by the Honorable High Court would be requested to train them well and thereafter allow them to start judicial duties. म्हणजे हेजे कितें जाता अर्थ अशें जाता आनी सोत पिण आसा की खायच्या काय ऑर्डर येवपाक लागले आसा आनी पयर म्हाका याद जाता थोडे दीस पयलीं चीफ जस्टीस ऑफ इंडिया एक स्टेटमेंट दिलें वी शूड नॉट ट्रेड इन ईच अदर्स डोमेन वेदर इट इज लेजिस्लेचर वेदर इट इज ज्युडिशरी और वेदर इट इज द एक्झिक्युटिव्ह. हिंगा कितें इट इज अ क्लियर ड्यू टू लॅक ऑफ नॉलेज आय विल नॉट से इट इज डेलिबरेट. Some may want to do some mischief, but it is deliberately trampling on the rights given by the constitution to each particular wing. So हेजेर कितें करता. दुसरें हिंगा कन्क्लुजनान कितें म्हणला दुसरे एक्टिविस्टाचे हांगा उलयले आसा हिंगा तीन ओके दोन हेजेर मागीर हांव लास्ट हेजेर येता हे दोन हेजेर म्हाका उत्तर जाय.
We cannot go beyond 20 minutes for this calling attention.
Speaker sir, honorable member जो इशू रेज करता ते बरोबर आहा. पयलो आसलो विशय citizenship part. Citizenship part, as I promised, I have been already contacted and they wanted me to come on 21st of this month, which I cannot obviously because the assembly is in session. So I requested them to fix a date after 10th or 12th of September. Somewhere in the middle of the September the issue should start. There is one issue. ज्यांच्यानी passport घेतले, they are no more Indian citizens. I am making it very clear. How dual citizenship चं कन्फ्युजन करना. ज्यांचे बर्थ थंय रजिस्टर जाला पोर्तुगालान, we are considering only those people who have not obtained Portuguese passport. If someone has obtained a Portuguese passport, his Indian citizenship is automatically vanish. In fact, you have to surrender Indian passport to get a Portuguese passport.
So
but
that means you are considering at a different level bilet gela tenga means you are giving a special consideration which will help lot of
who
ones.
Carry Indian passport but their births are registered in Portugal, they should be given some sort of a protection exactly because one issue which we have raised with Home Ministry is very simple. Prime Minister को पत्र भरला है. One very simple. In 1962 on 21st March Government of India issued an order under Passport Act. That is how I became Indian citizen. Till that day, I was a Portuguese citizen. You were I don't know you about.
Yes, even me.
He was a Portuguese citizen. On that day, what they issued an order, it said that within 30 days, if someone wants to become Portuguese citizen, he has to declare so. Those who don't declare, all become Indian citizen automatically. Portugal did not recognize this up to 1974. After 1974, when Suarez government, democratically elected government came, they worked out a treaty with Indian government and that time they recognized Goa as an integral part of India. From 62 to 74, for 12 long years, according to Portuguese law, we were all Portuguese citizens. A similar situation has arisen because of this registration of birth, where according to Portuguese law, they are Portuguese citizens, but they have not surrendered their Indian citizenship. That is one. Number two, many of them, I know a parent, elderly parent in Panji, who told me that they did not know that their named births have been registered in Portugal. Their son did it in order to get a Portuguese passport to go to European Union. Schengen visa, Schengen passport मेळटा जाय थंय वचपाक येता. So he did it and now they are shocked to know that they have been registered in Portugal. They have not done it. So to register also you don't require to do it on your own. आता मातशें टायट केलां तांच्यांनी पण सुरवातीक it was casually done. Any agent you pay him some 10,000 years to do it. त्यामुळे हो प्रश्न वन टायम सोल्युशन ताका जशें 1962 ची सिटीजनशीप ऑर्डर आसा तशी ऑर्डर काडून हो विशय मेकळो करपाक येता. त्या दृश्टीन आमी तांचे कडेन उलयतले. But one who has taken Portuguese passport, there is no choice. He is already become Portuguese citizen and his Indian citizenship is automatically extinguished. तो हांव विशय उलयना ज्यांच्यानी पासपोर्ट.
Just one small intervention. एकदा बर्थ रजिस्टर केली नेक्स्ट स्टेज आहा ती बिलेट मेळटा आणि ते उपरांत गिविंग अप द बिलेट मेळटा तेंकाय हॅरेसमेंट जावपाक जायना. दॅट इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट.
Bilet is also not a passport.
Yes.
Bilet is.
If you are taking that view and if central government takes that view, it is of help to the people.
I'll tell you, Speaker sir, very funny thing. Some advocates were fighting this case in and favor and against Kaitu and in and favor of everyone. Realize that some of them are Portuguese citizens if they agree to this logic.
I was coming to that.
No, I'll not mention, but I know a couple of them who are Portuguese citizens. If you use, I don't consider them as Portuguese citizens, but their births are also registered in Portugal. So basically, we will take this case sympathetically, except those who have already taken passport. They are definitely not Indian citizens. They can apply back. There are cases where people have applied back for Indian citizenship and we have given. There is one issue. They can get OCI, but they can't get Indian citizenship unless they apply. Second issue is regarding judgment. One issue is regarding CBI court, who is supposed to try CBI cases and anti-corruption cases, telling CBI to register a case against Kaitu. Under section 13(1)(d), corruption. आता हातून corruption कितें जालें तें हांव नको, म्हाका तें कळून ना, but how can a court lower than High Court direct CBI to register case? Because CBI is under Delhi Police Special Police Act, Establishment Act. The section 6 of it is very clear that consent of state government is required. Only High Courts under 226 and Supreme Court under 32 have powers to direct CBI to investigate. So that is one issue. The other issues are cases in MAPSA, a very good judgment. In fact, I was reading now, excellent judgment. And this judgment indicates the judge can become sometime High Court judge also. That quality in that judgment is there. Properly quoting all the judgments has thrown out the case. Same I saw in Madgaon case where Alemos case was filed against Alemos on 6th August. That judge Fernandez, she has also given a very good judgment. But in Panji, one judge took a stand that you have to file a FIR. And because FIR was not filed, because police are dumbfounded. They don't understand how to file a FIR because it's a passport case. And unless under 9(2) Home Ministry decides, they can't proceed. So there is no criminal. Same matter has happened for that action against political parties. Because that comes under FEMA if there is a violation. Delhi High Court has directed central government to look into it. Hanga contrary FIR file करता. बरं कोणाचे ते ना, नावाय ना, काय ना. So basically all this confusion is happening mainly because there is one judgment of Supreme Court which says that 154 other cognizable offence केलो जाल्यार you have to register necessarily an FIR. Interpretation of that judgment of Supreme Court is being confused by different people differently. So I think there is some sort of a direction, training required. And for that matter, I assure the House that because I understand the seriousness of it. If the same logic is accepted, there may be another 30-40 cases. एक गजाल कॉमन मजा दिसता की एप्लिकंट इज सेम पर्सन आनी तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी येताय ना तो आनी ताका असो सांगला इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डिपार्टमेंट हॅज टू इमिजिएटली एक्ट. If they don't act, I will file criminal complaint against these people because if he has so much time in filing cases everywhere, that means he is taking salary or without working he is doing everything through the department's money. कोण तरी ताका भियेता आसतलो तो जशें हांकां बेश्टायता तशें डिपार्टमेंटानूय बेश्टायत आसतलो बट वील टेक एक्शन अगेन्स्ट दॅट ऑल्सो. आय डोंट एप्रिशिएट दीस कायंड ऑफ थिंग. गव्हर्मेंट सर्वंट आय कॅन अंडरस्टँड एक दोन केसी म्हाका समजूंक शकता बट इफ वेन अ पर्सन हॅज 25-30 केसीस अँड आर्ग्यूज हिमसेल्फ in most of the cases, he is definitely not working. So we will take action on that appropriately. So house need not.
Only one last point. Only if you are aware, I think everybody is aware of it. Even when Mr. Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, he was even considering dual citizenship. It had gone to a very pulle step, Paula Malloli. Whether he will consider that also requesting the central government. It will benefit everybody because today the situation has changed all over the world. It is not only India, whole world has opened up in this regard.
स्पीकर सर वाजपेयी आसतना वाजपेयीन अनेक गजाली बऱ्यो केल्यो. तातूंत भितर तांच्यांनी OCI कार्ड बी दिवपाची जी वेवस्था केली ती अत्यंत बरी वेवस्था आशिल्ली. ड्युअल सिटीजनशीप कॅन बी एक्सेप्टेड विथ सर्टन कंडिशन्स बट दॅट इज कम्स विथिन द रिल्स ऑफ द central government and does not come within the powers of the state government. I personally have no problem if someone is given a dual citizenship provided the country where you are getting dual citizenship has not invaded this country for at least last 50 or 60 years minimum. There should not be enmity. Secondly, it should not be varied for neighboring countries because then it can become a cross infiltration exercise. So some countries which are distant can have without voting rights.
की आता या डबल ड्युअल सिटीजनशीप खातीर जो एक्झोडस चल्ला म्हणजे आमचो एक मोठो ह्युमन फोर्स आज भायर चल्ला आनी कांय कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी अश्यो आसात की दर दिसाक कमीत कमी 100 लोक हे भायर वचपा लागले. म्हजी आसाच नो ऑफकोर्स म्हजी आहा पण लंडनाक सभापती महादेव अशी बरयली आहा की लंडनात स्विडनचो जो भाग आहा तो आख्खो भाग थंय आक्षांनी शिरदोनूच म्हणटा ताका आतां इतले लोक थंय वचपा लागले. लोक वतात नोकरे खातीर हें सगळें खरें पण तरी आसतना ही परिस्थिती तांचेर कित्याक येता हेजो थोडो अभ्यास करून ते दृश्टीन सहानुभुतीपूर्वक कितें तरी विचार काडप मार्ग काडप हें अदीक म्हत्वाचें ठरतलें.
म्हणूनच म्हाका दिसता ड्युअल सिटीजनशीप कॉन्सेप्ट जो आहा तो योग्य प्रकारे जर सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंटा कडेन मांडीत आनी ते कन्सिडर करीत जाल्यार दीस पीपल गोवन्स हू गो अब्रॉड कॅन हॅव सिटीजनशीप ऑफ दॅट कंट्री ऑल्सो कॅन रिटेन इंडियन सिटीजनशीप with proviso that they will not be allowed to vote in the election. नाही वोटिंग करून दिवंक जायना कारण you may be voting is there also.
Vichar. They can vote in wherever they are. That symbols could have been adopted. Or the other
citizenship nowhere gives the right to vote.
Could consider whether since you're giving them real.
They are citizens outside India, US also. If you have to vote, you have to register yourself only in one country of voting.
Shillings, pence, euros, anything. But they are doing absolutely menial work. I have experienced myself. I stand here in the assembly, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to tell you that people are doing menial work. Earlier we used to say that only from a particular state in the north you see Zadwalas on the Heathrow airport. They are doing all kinds of work. And of course they may be getting high pay and they may not, which attracts them to go abroad. This is one of the cases where the House must think how we can give benefits to the youth of the state so that they don't migrate. One of my colleagues on my side said, tomorrow I may not have any voters left. They're all gone. This is something I was told one day. The president, one of my colleagues here said this to me. So they're all going. We should stop this somehow because we have to see that just It is not an easy life. One has to work, rain or shine. There's a terrible climate there also. Much better in Goa. No life is not susegad there. You have to work and work and work, day and night.
स्पीकर सर आयज हिंगा जायत भाशण जाली ड्युअल सिटीजनाचेर कोण लंडन वयताय कोण इंग्लंडा वयताय कोण युरोप वयता म्हणून स्पीकर सर हें सगळें बंद करतलो जाल्यार म्हाका दिसता एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक डिपार्टमेंट आहा तें सारकें जाग्यार बसून जाग्यार घालपाक आसा आयज गोंयची पोरची जर भायर वयता एम्प्लॉयमेंटाक लागून स्पीकर सर जाल्यार ह्या एम्प्लॉयमेंट डिपार्टमेंटान कितें तरी करचें पडटलें आमगे म्हजी मदत सांगात स्पीकर सर इंडस्ट्री स्टेट आहा आनी कितल्यो इंडस्ट्री आसाय पूण दर एक इंडस्ट्री चडशी आमगेलो 2% पासून गोंयकार थिंग ना आतां दुसरो लोक थिंग काम करता भाड्यान रावताय तेंगे वेजीस कितें ते भाडे फारीक कोत्ता कितले तेंगे वेजीस कितें आनी ते सांबाळटा कितले आनी तेगे फॅमिली धाडटा कितें हेची चवकशी करपाक आसा सर आनी म्हाका दिसता मंत्र्यान हेचेर नदर घालपाक आसा आमगे कोस्टल बेल्टाक कितलीं हॉटेलां आहाय स्पीकर सर एन एम्प्लॉयमेंट आमगे एक तर आमगे गांवच्या भुरग्याक तर एक जॉबाक घालतलो जाल्यार लिटरली आमकां भीक मागोवची पडटली पळय बाबा हो मुगे कॉन्स्टिट्युन्सी मुगे बरो वावर बी तेगे घराक कोण ना जोड बी म्हणून हे भाशेन भीक मागची पडटा स्पीकर सर मुगे वखद मागणी कोण आमगे मंत्र्या कडेन एक पॉलिसी तरी फ्रेम कराय इतली इंडस्ट्री आसाय इतली हॉटेलां आहाय मॅक्झिमम हॉटेलांनी स्पीकर सर सगळो भायर लोक आहा आनी सगळे हाय प्रोफायल पोजिशनाक आहाय तितले लोक भायर आहा एकलो पण गोंयकार ना स्पीकर सर जावं मॅनेजर जावं तेगे GM जावं हॉस्पिटेलिटी आहा तेगे हाय प्रोफायल जॉब केला ते सगळे वयले आहाय स्पीकर सर कोण गोंयकार ना आनी म्हाका दिसता ह्या पोजिशनाक तर आमगे गोंयकार आसत जाल्यार गोंयकार गोंय सोड आमगे भांगरा सारके गोंय सोड कोण इंग्लंडाक तोणयेगांव मार वचपा ना तपास मुगे मागणी ह्या डिपार्टमेंटाक एक तरी पॉलिसी आसपा जाय एम्प्लॉयमेंटाक की आमगे गोंयकार हिंगा काम करूं सके आनी काम करून पोट भरपाक मुगे मागणी मंत्र्या कडेन हेजेर बारीक चवकशी कर तुका डिपार्टमेंट जो ऑल बजेटा न्हू पूण म्हाका दिसता तूं तर बरें ऑर्गनायज करी तो डिपार्टमेंट आमगे गोंयकार थोडे पोट भरूं शकतले हिंगा आवय बापाचे भुरगे कोण आवय बापाचे भुरग्यां भुरगे रावंक शकतले कित्याक आयज ते सगळे वयताय भायर देश वयताय ह्या एम्प्लॉयमेंटाक लागून वयता आनी कित्याक लागून वचताय तपासो म्हगे मागणी मातशें तकली घाल ध्यान दर आनी हो डिपार्टमेंट आहा तो बारीकसो डिपार्टमेंट पूण हो एक बारीकसो डिपार्टमेंट न्हू हेचे जायते आमगे गोंयचे पोरचे सांबाळूं जाता तपासो म्हगे मागणी डिपार्टमेंट थोडे मनशांक फातर दिल्या लागून ते भांगार कोताय अशें मागत तुका हांव एक भांगरा सारको डिपार्टमेंट बरो एक डिपार्टमेंट सांबाळीत जाल्यार आख्या गोंयचे पोरचा आमगे राखपाक शकतले हिंगा स्पीकर सर